Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, by popular request, some people wanted to see this. In the previous video, I built this Rk-92 Savage from Full Metal Panic, the Good Smile company, and it's like a Gundam, and I went for this kind of weathered look, and I found a painting technique that a lot of people asked me to share on the video, or a video about it. So basically I'm going to take this guy. This is the second one that I built. So you can see this is what it looks like untouched. You know, very basic, super clean, like, you know, a new model right off the line. I didn't put the hands on because, you know, this is just for painting tutorial. I don't really do much with the hands when I paint it. I'll show you. So I'm going to take this basic looking figure and try to make it like the one I made weathered. And let's see if you can see the difference there. You can definitely see some shading difference. And what you're going to need is a model file, emery board, some Prisma colors, and I chose Prisma colors that are in the same kind of color scheme. This is sienna brown, black of course, and then a dark brown. So I'm just gonna show you how to make some little shading effects and rust effects, or oil smudges, stuff like that. Really happy I found this on my own, just experimenting. One final thing you need is actually a makeup brush. This is a eyeshadow brush, and what we're gonna do is basically just dry brush the paint. Alright, so I'm gonna get a better camera angle and we'll get painting. Okay, so first and foremost, before you start painting, is you got to consider some, you know, more artistic and practical elements of weathering. You know, how rain hits, gravity takes place, how water and, you know, oil oozes and drips, and just how basic stains can come about, battle damage, how it happens. You get some stylistic cues off the box. So as you can see in the box, they have some bullet holes that I've yet to try, but, you know, just random scratches, and overall wear and tear stains, right? So you got to think about where these things drip. So let me just show you real quick on the painted model. So this is where the file or emery board comes into place. Just imagine it in a battle and where it could scrape. You don't even have to think too hard. You just, like, maybe pretend you're in a battle with the robot and use the emery board as a weapon. You get some very natural scratches, as you can see there. Of course, you could do some more deliberate scratches, like it got scratched off coming off a truck or something like that. So let's just do one like right here, like a blade scratch, like that. Just make it a little deeper. So there, you have something to work with. And that groove will really help not only the marker just to grab hold, but it'll be accented by the marker because of the grooves. So let me show you that real quick. So what I like to start with is just the sienna brown. I do the fine tip. So just right on there, draw a couple of lines. And what you do is dry brush it with the makeup brush, like that. And then you can layer it. Add some more of the darker colors. That. And really think of how the angle of erosion is darker like that. And the thing with these Prisma colors, you gotta kind of work quick because they dry quick. But that's good. Speed is kind of your friend in this case. See how I'm just layering the colors? And there you go. It's one patch. And if you're not happy with that, it's kind of soluble, so you can lighten it up by layering the color. See that? It almost kind of erases it. But if you really want to go for that dirty color, I say go for it. And just keep working with it. See? It's already starting to form. That scratch is much deeper now. There you go. That almost looks like a legit oil stain. Just trying to work on some camera angles here so I can get closer and still be able to see the work myself, so I can do it at the same time. So I'm just kind of filling in, adding more layers of just the lightest color here, sienna brown. And like I said, you gotta brush quick. As you can see, it's already giving it a nice little finish. And again, taking nature, or the nature of liquid into play, just go ahead and go in the darker areas underneath the eaves there. They'll just accentuate that. And also you got to think about how, you know, how dirt rests on top of things. So you can just take the black on top of there. It doesn't have to be that dark, but you just brush it out. It's already coming into play. This one might end up more dirty than the other one, but I don't mind. It's going to have a cool weathered look. And again, if you're not happy with if some place is too dark, these are pretty soluble, and you can blend them out. Like so. So you can already tell the difference there. And you just kind of repeat that throughout the figure. You can get really artsy with it. But the key is speed. As soon as you lay down a layer, you brush it. Keep doing that. It doesn't even have to be perfect. That's the point, you know. It's damage or weathering. And you'll just find an aesthetic that you like. Almost the more random the better. I'm going to add more scratches here. I should just take this arm off. Oh, it's pretty clicked in, so let's just, there we go. These Prismas have two different brushes. You got the fine point and the broad. Sometimes the broad just helps bring out some of those accents. Don't lose that makeup brush. You gotta do it fast. There you go. So it really does look like blaster marks or carbon burns and whatnot. And as you can see on, you can get some pretty fine details depending on how deep you go with the scratching. Okay, moving on to the joints and in between, like in the ankles, within the knees, and just in between the joints where dust collects. I just like to do the straight black. Maybe you can do some layering, but just the straight black works the best. Because what it does is it looks like, you know, crusty oil. Let's show you. Just brush that through, or paint that right through. And then brush away. Now it just looks dirty from oil. Gives it a nice, realistic, used look. Let's click this guy back on. And you can repeat it with this. So I tend to do it from the top, like that, and then brush down. Do that. Top. Doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be perfect. Then you brush down. The key is the speed. Because if you let it set for too long, it'll just look like a line. Like that. Repeat it on all sides. It is the foot, so it gets pretty dirty. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to look believable. Always think about it like naturally, you know, like how do things get dirty? It's a thing I never thought I'd think about, but you know, when dirt falls on things, how does it behave? Or oil, for that matter. More like oil on this guy. There you go. Let's show you a comparison between feet. Again, I was already pretty happy with how this model looks. It just needed some realism. So weathering was all it really needed. Alright, with these knees, or these, you know, these X patterns, it's kind of one of my favorite things. Again, you could just do the black, but if you just want to gradually start, I would recommend the dark brown. And all you do, let me get the finer point. Just take the finer point to it like this. Really get into the X. Then dry brush real quick. So you're filling in that groove. Makes it more believable that there's some dirt buildup. So do it again, the black. Don't be shy, because you can brush it out. As you can see, I got a little bit of the shin, so I'm going to brush that out real quick. And brush that out. Now, I've only really tried it with the Prisma colors. There might be better markers out there, but I don't know. I'm really liking the behavior of the Prisma colors. So if you're only going to do like khaki or sand color, those three colors is all you need, and you can do some really delicate work that looks believable. See, you can already see the difference. Looks like legitimate wear and tear. Well, there you go, folks. Just a short and sweet painting, or, you know, weathering technique that I found while building this model. It's been the first model I've built in like 10 years, I kid you not. Just really wanted to build it because it's in a good size for the Marvel Legends, which I'm taking pictures of, and I thought this would be a good danger room drone. And let me just show you what I mean. So here's Cyclops in comparison. So yeah, just a nice, believable training drone size, right? So you can take pictures of danger room scenarios. That's my plan. Yeah. Well, thanks guys for joining me on this video. I will be doing continuous videos as much as possible during this crazy coronavirus time. Yeah, just found myself wanting to do more videos just to get my mind off it. I am an essential worker, so I am still working, but you know, this gets my mind off things. Thanks again for joining. Please like and subscribe. Let me know if you have any more questions about this technique, or if you know better techniques or better markers to use, that'd be great. I kind of found it on the fly. Anyway, thanks again, and I'll see you on the next video.